on 1116 SEN. Chasing Birdies with Mark Allen and Craig Spence for St Andrews Beach, the best public access golf course on the Australian mainland.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Chasing Birdies Big President's Cup edition. But you wouldn't even know it was on, to tell you the truth. You would not even know it was on. Craig Spencer's here, the 99 Australian Masters champion, as usual. Good to have you in, Craig.
Good to be here, Marco. How are you doing this week?
Yeah, good as gold.
That's it.
Good as gold.
That's
But there's a couple of grand finals going on around the country. Left the President's Cup just for dead.
Shouldn't have announced. You're talking about what's going on in the States or the announcement?
The President's Cup starts on Friday morning, our time.
Yeah, it's not going to get a lot until Monday morning, is it?
It won't get anything, mate.
No, it won't.
It won't get anything. Hey, we're speaking with Mark Hayes and David Wren. Now, a lot of people, he's my partner in crime as far as the Chasing Birdies Golf Tour.
Yep.
He's coming in as well. So we haven't got too many spots.
Okay.
But if you've always dreamt about going to Augusta, this could be your last chance if you're going to go with me. I know that one's for sure. Ox is coming this year. Glenn Luff. And a few other superstars around the place. So it's a good trip. So hang around. If you always wanted to go, always dreamt about going to Augusta, David Wren will give you some more details a little later tonight. FedEx Cup.
Cup.
Let's tick this off first.
Okay.
A kid called Xander Schauffele.
Mm-hmm.
Who
swings it well.
Does swing it well. First season on tour. A rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Has a win, which is big.
Yep.
If you win a tournament, I think it was the Greenfields or whatever the hell he won, Greenbrier Classic.
Greenbrier, yep.
He wins that, so that's massive.
Yep.
Then he comes fifth in the US Open.
Yep.
Massive in your first year, even as a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive. But then plays his way right through to the Tour Championship, which is also fantastic.
Top 30.
One win, top 5 in the US Open, gets the top 30, and then goes on the win. Staggering. Now, your first season, you were a great player.
Yep.
When you got to the US Tour, was that even...
It's huge, mate.
I mean, not many people know this about you. To keep your card, your first year on tour, doesn't happen very often. Now, your first year on tour, you kept your card on the US Tour.
Almost.
Massive.
Kind of did.
What'd you do? I
finished just outside, so I got 20 starts the next year.
Righto.
So... But one thing people don't, and I talk to our students that I teach all the time, the young guys that are trying to make it as professional golfers, all the time about nothing's fair on the tour, on the Australian tour, Asia, wherever you go, but especially in the US, because what happens is you get the last tee times every week.
Yep.
So they save the last 2 tee times in the morning and the last 2 tee times in the afternoon for the rookies.
Yeah.
So for this kid to go, Xander Schauffele, is that correct? Schauffele. Are you going to throw the E on it?
Yeah, that's what they say.
For him to go from rookie to top 30, which means he gets starts in every major next year, right?
And the World Golf Championships.
And now win the Tour Championship, which once upon a time was considered the 6th major.
Yes, probably still is.
I wouldn't call it that anymore, unless you're taking home the 10 mil. We'll talk about that shortly.
Yeah.
But that's a huge first year because this is what I want people to know. You get the bad tee times.
Yep.
You get the bad greens.
Yes.
Because they get bumpy. Have you ever noticed in the US the ball doesn't bounce on the greens? So it gets really soft, churned up around the hole. If you're off at 2 o'clock, which you generally are on a Friday, you also get the guys finishing their drinks, their Bud Lights.
Yep.
Later in the day.
It's the worst time to play, isn't it?
Screaming out when you're in the Midwest in Chicago or somewhere, screaming out, you suck.
Yeah.
In the middle of your backswing. Right?
It's tough.
Which seriously happens.
Tough.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Great job to come this far.
JT, Justin Thomas, known as JT. I think everyone calls him JT these days. 5 wins in his first year and wins the FedEx Cup. So a massive year. I think he must have won over $10 million in prize money, plus the $10 million bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We knew he was a good player when he won first up. I think it was Malaysia. He won in Malaysia, then backed it up in Malaysia.
Yep.
But when you watch him play, just a little fella, like when I watch him play, I feel like I'm watching something special these days.
Yeah.
And you always did, but to see a young fella play as consistently as he did, like I don't think he's had a Tiger Woods type year.
Yeah.
Wins a major, wins 7 tournaments, was it? Or 5, wins 5 tournaments.
5 times he won.
And then wins the tour, the FedEx Cup at, 23?
Mm-hmm.
Lived in Jordan Spieth's shadow for a long time.
Yep.
How far, like, if you had to make a prediction of how many majors the kid's going to win, how many majors is someone like this kid? Like,
The only weakness he has is his putting, I think, looks average at times.
At times.
At times. He tries to stand too tall, and the putter doesn't look great to me at times. But he might fix that. He might improve on that. I'm just saying he's not as good a putter as some of those other guys. Do you think?
No, well, if
streakier.
you're comparing him to Jordan Spieth, then no, he's not as good a putter. But, gee, his game from tee to green
Right.
is so monstrous. And I cannot get over how close he and Jordan Spieth stick their wedges. When those boys are on with their wedges, I feel like they're just pitching. You know, it doesn't seem like they're hitting wedges from 120 metres or 120 yards. Like the results that you're seeing when
It's
the
a
ball
good point.
lands, it looks like they're chipping from 40 metres.
It's a good point. You know what I love about his pitching action is, you know, a lot of people try to trap their pitch shots
Yep.
too much. He
Yep.
doesn't do that.
No.
He just clips it. So he controls his distance really well.
Not taking big divots.
He doesn't take huge divots. So for people out there, don't try to hit down on your pitch shots so much. Just try and clip the ball,
Yeah.
clip your pitch shots clean off the deck. Although for the average punter, that's probably not so good. But the other thing I like about him, Marco, I watched a video this week of his training program. Have you seen it?
No.
It was circulating through Twitter and the likes.
Yep.
And it's not like he's the only one doing it. You want your phone?
Yeah.
It's not like he's the only one doing it. But his training program is so athletic, and it's all revolves around jumping and rotation and explosiveness. And yeah, sure, there's weights in there as well. He looks like he's strong. But
Yep.
then he does this stuff with a medicine ball against the walls
the wall,
and really
yeah.
throwing. And for people who are going to say, yeah, that's 15, 20 years old, I know. I used to do it when I started at the
Yeah.
VIS 25 years ago, right?
Yep.
But what I love about the way he does it is he actually mimics impact. He actually mimics like he's going to hit a golf, like
Yes.
when he releases the ball, and everything he did in there just looked dynamic and explosive. I tell you what, no wonder he hits it off the planet distance, because his training program supports his golf program beautifully.
He looks like, to me, a new and improved Tom Watson. That's what he's like. You know, Tom's just a little guy who hit it a million miles, had the big swing.
Yep.
He's just the better version of this. Like, his swing is so much better than Tom Watson's swing. Although Tom Watson, I loved it. You know, it was just a repetition machine.
Yep.
And clearly, you know, when Tom Watson was going, he held absolutely everything. But you know how we've always said that, you know, the difference at this level, it's always just between the ears. I've gone away from that a little bit. I reckon they all bomb it now. I think now the difference between the best players in the world, and I'm talking about everyone in that top 100,
Yep.
how close you can hit your wedges. I really believe now that
Nice.
the best players that we see on the planet are the guys who are sticking their wedges close, because they're bombing it now. The ball, everyone talks about how long the ball goes. The ball goes straight. The ball goes twice as straight as it used to. So the way to capitalise on that on these big courses is you've just got to find a way to stiff those wedges. Otherwise, you can get stuck. You know Adam Scott, when he's at his best and he gets over the wedge, you know, he's just driven the ball like an absolute dream all day, and he can't get his wedge within 30 feet.
Yeah. All the time.
That plays with your head.
Yes.
That is just, you know, we've all had days, as professionals, we've had days like that where you've just driven the ball beautifully and you cannot take advantage of your good play. Well, I reckon everyone drives it that good these days. The blokes hitting the wedges tight, they're the best players. And I reckon Jordan Spieth, Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, that they are consistently now the best players because they're the best wedge players at that top end. Mark Leishman. They're the best wedge players at the top end.
I want to ask you this then, and this is something that I've scratched my head at. 5 years ago, maybe, you know, when the stats program guys become big news, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, particularly the last 5 or 6 years. And they've come out with everything that they say, driving it long and straight
Yeah.
and hitting a lot of greens or hitting it proximity to the hole are your big boys,
Yes.
right? But they also said, and I've never agreed with it, is that putting's overrated. Now, when I look at Jordan Spieth, and he had one of the few average putting days for him in that final round where he just couldn't make.
Yeah.
He missed putts that he normally always makes. And what happens? He falls off. Adam Scott, he never putts well anymore. What happens? You don't see. He's never registers.
Outside the top 10 these days.
So, and I just call on 20 years of competing at amateur golf and professional golf, right?
Yeah.
And I remember those 4-footers that I would make, you know, under the pump on 9, 10, 13, 15. They were the days if I make them, I shot 67. If I missed them, I shot 75. Because the momentum was such a swing.
Yep.
So how do these guys say putting is overrated?
Oh, it's impossible.
Am I watching another sport?
I think they're saying it's overrated for you to be a top 50 player on the tour. That's what I think. If you want to be Justin Thomas or Jordan Spieth and win the majors consistently, then you have to putt well consistently. But I do reckon if you just want to be in the top 50 on the US tour or the top 50 on the European tour, I think you can be a good hitter and get away with it. Who's our man with the long hair on the European tour? He's leading the race to Dubai. Played really well in the US Open, came into the Open as the...
Fleetwood?
Fleetwood is the man I'm talking about.
Tommy Fleetwood?
He's leading the race. Last time I looked, he's leading the race to Dubai. He's a shocking putter. He's not a very good putter. He's like 150th.
Yeah.
But he hits the ball like a dream. This is what we're talking about. The big boys, tee to green, driving, proximity to hole. They're the big ones.
Yes.
And he's consistently now like a human ATM and number one. But he's not a good putter. And that's why he doesn't win the majors. But I reckon, though, just watching the big boys, the really good ones, if they get a chance, if they've got a wedge in their hand, well, you know, one of the, you know, the 50, something with 48 degrees or the 52 or the 58 or whatever, they stiff it. They stiff it more often than not. And it's actually, you know, Jordan Spieth was holing wedges. Justin Thomas was hitting to 1 foot. And once these guys get going, you know, once you get going and you hit a wedge, another wedge to 6 foot, if you're feeling the flow of it, the 6 foot it goes in pretty easily.
Yeah. It's funny, I can remember when I first came to Melbourne and I got to go to a Victorian golf squad, and Stephen Bann was talking to us, and he said, "You want to shoot a low score?" He said, "Be good with your wedges." He said, "Because you know why, guys?" He said, "You'll miss a fairway and you'll get it up and down for par.
Yep.
You'll hit it up short of the green on a par 5 and you'll make your birdie." And he said, on the short par 4s, you'll get your birdie. And guess what you can shoot? He said, not even doing anything spectacular, you can shoot 66.
Yeah.
I'd never shot 66.
Yeah.
If you pitch the ball really well. And he was right.
No, he's right. And look, the only thing that my Texas Tech golf coach taught me, I came there and I was hitting the ball quite well and shooting 72 or 73 every week. And that was garbage because the best players, you know, everyone was there, Bob Estes and, there's a few, Robert Garmes was there.
Was he there?
Yeah, Robert Garmes and Bob Estes are the two big names. And John Daly was there. Those guys, they were shooting 64s and 65s, and I just couldn't believe it because I came from playing Ivor Witten amateur events here in Australia, and you know, you won with a couple of 73s.
Yep.
It's a couple of 73s, you're the best player.
Until Alan became along.
Until he went ballistic. But anyway, so I'm shooting 72s and 74s, and I said to my coach, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just, you know, I'm practicing. He goes, come with me. We'll fix it today. And we just played a round of golf. He said, we'll just play a round of golf, but inside 110 yards, I want you to play a scramble for me. So a scramble's an Ambrose. So I just played normally off the tee, and that day I shot 63.
Did you?
So the light bulb went off in my head. And all of a sudden, when you hit a wedge and you hit it 10 foot, 20 foot, 10 foot, 10 yards past, it's pretty easy to make the adjustment next time. You actually know.
Yep.
You knock it
Good
in.
idea.
You had a couple of putts as well. So if you missed one, so it just showed me that from tee to green, it wasn't that bad. It was inside. It was inside that 100-metre mark that I was struggling. And I hit the ball exactly the same. That day, shot a really low number. Light bulb goes off. Anyway,
What?
hey, Chasing Birdies, thanks to St Andrews Beach, the best public access golf course on the Australian mainland. We're live on Facebook tonight. Head to facebook.com/SEN1116. Mark Hayes is coming after the break.
Mm-hmm.
But something happened on the web.com tour finals, whatever they call it,
Yeah.
that shocked me. The rules of golf have been disgraceful, the way some of the things have been adjudicated.
Mm.
And the worst one I've ever seen happened on the weekend, and I want to talk about it after the break.
On 1116 SEN, Chasing Birdies with Mark Allen and Craig Spence for St Andrews Beach, the best public access golf course on the Australian mainland.
Believe it, and a big thanks to St Andrews Beach. It is the best public access golf course on the Australian mainland. I've got to get down there. We should go down and have a hit down there, Craigie boy. I absolutely love it.
You know where we should go and have a hit?
Where?
Albert Park Driving Range. It's
Now,
going well down there.
You're back teaching again, which is fantastic.
Yeah, doing a bit.
But Christmas parties, make sure you get the
Yes.
early booking in. Good for people who don't play golf, good for people who are a bit curious about golf. Come
Definitely.
down there, have a beer, have a bash, and have a good time at your Christmas party at Albert
Brand new
Park Driving
pills.
Range.
Brand new pills out too.
Brand new pills.
Lots of them.
Rightio. Now, just before we get to Mark Hayes, the Golf Australia media manager,
Yep.
something happened on this web.com tour finals, and I'm
upset.
speechless. Now, if you're on Twitter, I've tweeted it out just 5-10 minutes ago, but this character called Matthew Southgate. Now, he's playing the third leg of the web.com tour finals. He's putting for birdie at the par 4 15th hole.
Mm-hmm.
He's 1 over par in his final round. Then he's having a putt. It's a pretty windy day. He hits the putt. The putt started on line. The wind blows a leaf.
Yeah.
The leaf hits the ball, knocks the ball offline
While it's travelling.
while it's travelling. Stiff, right?
He
So
blew up too.
He goes up and knocks it in.
Yes.
Somebody has called in. Somebody has
something.
called in,
Rules.
or an official has seen what's happened, and they have penalised him 2 shots because there is a rule that states that if an outside agency affects a ball in motion on the putting green, so if you're putting, and it's on the, then you have to replay your shot. That's what the rule states. You have to replay it.
You have to.
So they got him on that, so it's a 2-shot penalty, but because he already signed his card, they got him on that as well. So he went from 9th, almost guaranteed to get his card, to 20th. So in the dodgy space. Now,
You know what this is for?
I put to you, Craig, I put to you
Yeah.
that if the wind blowing a leaf is considered an outside agency,
Yep.
then a drop of rain
Yep.
is an outside agency.
Yep.
In fact, the wind itself
Yes.
is an outside agency.
Yep.
That rule was made and worded in case a squirrel hit your ball. in
Yep.
case a crow came down
monkey?
and took your ball. If
crow,
a monkey,
exactly.
if a monkey came and touched your ball,
A dog?
a dog, in case a caddy didn't like you very much and you hit a putt and he went and grabbed your ball and threw it in the lake.
You know why?
That's what the rule was made for, not for a leaf.
No.
And
It's
this guy's been
disgrace.
penalised 4 shots.
I know. I know.
I
You
mean,
know-
honestly, the rules of golf have had a bad time lately. Sorry, Craig. The rules
right.
of golf have been pathetic of late,
Mm-hmm.
but that's as bad as I've ever seen. Like I said, if the wind blowing a leaf into a ball, which moves it a little bit, if that's the outside agency that they're talking about, then rain, hail, wind itself, a little worm putting its head up, they are all outside agencies. And if it ever happens, you've got to play your shot again. What an absolute joke. I'm disgusted.
Is another person's golf bag an outside agency now? It used to be, didn't it?
Well, if it comes and interferes with your ball, so if the golf bag blows, see, this is great. If the golf bag blows off,
Or rolls on a buggy?
yeah. Oh, mate, I honestly,
Now-
what's happened here is a disgrace. This poor kid, what's his name? Matthew Southgate. If he misses his card,
He will now.
because this pathetic ruling, I mean, seriously,
He'll miss by one.
what the hell is going on?
When we had the young girl that lost the US Open for it, what was her name?
Oh,
Anyway, I'll
tell
think
you
of it in a minute.
Yeah, Mark Hazel.
I thought they were going to say no more calls. They were going to try and erase callers being able to call in and get on and basically destroy someone's
An official saw it on the TV, mate. An official saw it on the TV, knew this rule, has used it in the wrong context and penalised his kid 4 shots. Not 1 shot, not 2, not 3, 4 shots. Pathetic. Anyway, I wonder what the Golf Australia media manager thinks about this. Brought to you by Kerr Lewis Golf Club. You can read his stuff at his website, golf.org.au. Mark Hayes is his name. G'day, Hazy.
Hazy.
Hello, Marco. G'day, Spency. I'm gutted for Southgate. I mean, that is a disgrace, really.
That's a disgrace, Hazy.
The rules are written to protect golfers, and in most of those other situations, the squirrel and monkey that you were talking about. I mean, that makes perfect sense. But this is over officious work from someone in a back room watching the television. The most extreme case, and one of the things we have to, we do consciously and all the time at Golf Australia is figure out how to make the game more appealing to people. If you're sitting home contemplating taking up golf and you see that rule applied, because it laughably gets on television in the news because it's just a bizarre incident, you just go, that is absolute nonsense. I'm not having a bar of that game. It's a joke.
But surely the rules of golf itself. I mean, if the R&A and the USGA are watching that, they go, hang on. That rule, that's not the way that rule is supposed to be worded. Yeah. Because, like I said, I mean, if the wind blows a grain of sand into your ball now, that's the same. That's an outside agency.
Yeah.
It's just, it is so pathetic, so ridiculous.
Does this mean that, Hazy, do we have to do the dickhead test with rules of golf?
No, I think we have to do the dickhead test with the rules of golf, people who make the rules of golf. And they're failing.
No, dickheads allowed rule needs to be turned to the rules of golf, all right? And anything that you can't solve over a drink at a pub within 5 minutes is out. Yes. And you just go to the simplest methodology possible. What do you reckon, Hazy?
No, it's a great idea. And seriously, that would be put to the test. Not one bloke in that field would have begrudged him getting, no penalty whatsoever.
Correct.
The rules are there to protect players, but also competitors. No one would begrudge him if he signed for his 5 or whatever it was going to be. It's a complete farce.
He did the right thing, Hazy. He did the right thing. He got unlucky. The wind blew a leaf. The leaf hit his ball. The ball missed the hole, and he tapped in, and he kept on going. And that's what you do in this game. It's called rubber the green, bad luck. But if a dog walked across and took his ball, then the rules of golf say the outside agency, that's it. Okay, go and have another shot. Really simple.
The funny thing is, Marco and Spency, I reckon that if Langers was on the job, if that had been an Australian event, he would have perhaps mentioned it to him, just, oh, by the way, did you know that, the technical rule is this? But there's no way he gets that penalty if Andrew Langford-Jones is on the case.
Or Trevor Hurden.
Or Trevor Hurden. Either way, it's just like, this is the actual rule, you guys, but we know you didn't mean to bend it, and just keep an eye on it for next time and move on. But some of these guys get their 2 seconds in the spotlight, and it's out of control.
The bigger issue then, Hazy, is not so much because rules get broken by every group probably every day on every tour in the world at some point. There'd be a small infraction that they're not even aware of.
Correct.
So essentially, it's only the ones that are highlighted on the screen at the moment that get smashed. So do we need to bring in a little bit of a rule that once you tee off on the next, that's all she wrote, that's in the books? I don't know.
That's not a bad idea, because I think that, your playing partners are clearly aware of anything that's untoward happening. I mean, you guys both know that if you've played with someone who's a little bit dodgy, you feel awkward at the moment it happens, and you ponder it, and it affects your game. So the chances are you say something. If that was the rule, that's actually a pretty good idea, Spency, because I reckon, you park it, or you call it, or you park it. Either way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't like this after the fact.
I tell you, well, let's just hope that what's his name again?
Southgate.
Matthew Southgate. Let's just hope that he plays well this week. If he ends up on the bubble, imagine if he finishes 26th.
Well,
I mean, honestly, he should sue because they've made a mistake. They have made a mistake.
I remember Joe Daly putting a ball into the hole at Q School once, and it bounced out of the hole from the cup that was cut into the ball.
I've done that.
It incorrectly. It bounced out, and we said at the time, I bet you he misses by one, and guess what?
He missed by one.
He missed
I
his
remember
tour
it.
card by a shot.
I remember it. Has that ever happened?
Yes.
That's happened to me twice.
Southgate is guaranteed. I'd be getting on. Can we get odds? Can we get odds on it?
That he misses his card by a
Yeah,
shot?
I guarantee it.
Well, whatever ruling body or the rules official team that was there that day, they should never, ever work again.
Not in this town.
They have made such a mistake. It is staggering. Absolutely staggering. Hey, Hazy, let's move on. I've been watching some of our junior players playing a junior President's Cup. Is that what I've seen?
Yeah, just the first time it's happened. Three guys there: Freddie Lee from Perth, Josh Armstrong from Canberra, and Carl Phillips, Paul's his father. Carl Phillips from Melbourne, based in Florida. They've fought their guts out for the last couple of days, and they not unlike the Open Age President's Cup, Marco. They got rolled because they couldn't start well enough in the foursomes and four ball, but they won the singles, but not by enough to catch up. So a massive experience. They had Immelman and David Toms as the two team captains, but they had honorary captains, Gary Player and Jack Nicholas, come along and give their words of wisdom. And then for the next couple of days, they're off to Liberty National to just sort of fully get engulfed in the President's Cup experience. So just an unbelievable opportunity for our three young guys.
Hazy, as we approach the President's Cup, we're only a few days away now. Are you starting to still feel that the internationals have got a chance, or are you like me and think they've got no chance whatsoever? It could be the biggest blowout in the history of it.
I put my cojones on the line on this show a few weeks ago, and I'm leaving them out there. I'm still possibly the only person in the world who thinks we can do it.
Yep.
But I want you to know, Spency, that I've been smashed from pillar to post for my opinions on this show. So, look, clearly we're statistically going to get our butt handed to us here. But I'm still sticking with the fact that these guys are not a bad match play combination. Wouldn't like them in a heap of medal play events, but they've got the capacity to get some birdies and eagles against these Yanks, and it's about time we took them down and showed them who was really boss.
Hey, Australian Open back at the Australian Golf Club this year. I love the venue. I love the tournament and some big names. When are we going to find out a few more of the names and the big ones that you're chasing, Hazy? When's that going to happen?
Well, we've also already got Jordan Spieth and Jason Day, so there's two in the top six, so we're pretty happy with that. There's another couple sort of hopefully putting pen to paper, not of that sort of ilk, but, big names in the world of golf will not only play the Australian Open, but hopefully the Australian PGA Championship at Royal Pines as well. So we might have them sticking around to play with Scotty and Sergio Garcia up there. And there's there's been a steady stream of inquiries from the United States, which is a really good sign, Marco. I don't know how far we'll get with them, but we're in the process of signing a few probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It depends on what happens with these web.com finals in a lot of instances.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I can tell you that Aaron Baddeley is a victim of, needing to play what we call the fall series events now. Yeah. He last year had this sort of immunity of a couple of years of his exemption left, but this year he hasn't got that, so he needs to sort of bank a few dollars early. So he's a victim, and there's probably going to be another couple fall into that category. We'll soon see, but I think what we're going to find is the web.com finals and who gets cards and how urgent they are to move up the rankings. That'll determine a lot of things. Right.
So we've got Scotty Hend and Curtis Luck. Are they our best positioned players to get their card off this web.com tour situation?
So Cameron Percy,
yep.
He's actually sitting 14th at the moment.
Nice work.
The three guys, Hend, Brett Druitt and Curtis Luck, are all sitting between 35 and 45. So Perth needs a top 20. Those three guys need a top 10, and the other guys, Appleby, Jones, missing one other one, all need to finish in the top 5 this week. So we've got a lot of irons in the fire, but only Cameron Percy's in a sort of the go zone as we speak.
So basically, a top 5 gets you any kind of top 5. If you start off the 4 tournament stretch, gets you the card, doesn't it?
That'll get you enough money to put you inside the top 25 overall for the 4 weeks. So And one other thing I can tell you, Marco, from North America while we're over there is, and it's a name that is vaguely familiar to a few, but her brother is much more familiar to us all, Ryan Ruffles.
Yeah, now tell us about Gabby.
Gabby Ruffles shot a beautiful 69 to start the World Junior Girls Championship overnight in Ottawa, in Canada, and along with Eliza Hetherington, who's from Royal Melbourne, and a girl called Steph Kiriakou from St Michael's in Sydney. They're sitting sixth in the world after round one, and largely based on Gabby Ruffles. So I don't know. Sometimes people say that girls golf, female golf doesn't have the power and the flair. I disagree, but that's a criticism. If you want to see someone just take it on, Gabby Ruffles, still 16, she's a freak. She just takes on every pin. She's a birdie machine. I love watching her play. Another name for the Black Book.
Good on you. Good on you, Hazy. Thanks for joining us on Chasing Birdies, mate. We're looking forward to reading more of your stuff on golf.org.au, and even better, getting down to Curlewis, having a hit down there at that magnificent golf course of yours. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, fellas.
Good on you, Mark Hayes there. Does a great job at Golf Australia. Now, your calls on the SEN Open line, thanks to Get Wines Direct. Online wines made easy and the best deals every day. David Wren, he's got a new appointment, David Wren, and he's got one more trip left in him to Augusta. If you've always dreamt about going to the Masters, this could be the year for you. 9429 1116 if you've got any questions.
On 1116 SEN, Chasing Birdies with Mark Allen and Craig Spence for St Andrews Beach, the best public access golf course on the Australian mainland.
Welcome back to Chasing Birdies. A big thanks to St Andrews Beach, the best public access golf course on the Australian mainland. We're live on Facebook. Head to facebook.com/SEN1116. And the 99 Australian Masters champion, Craig Spence, is back in business in the studio. So is my old partner in crime on the Chasing Birdies tour, David Wren, who's got a new position these days. G'day, Rennie.
G'day, Mark. How you going?
Nice to see you. We can now announce that you've gone to a new position at the Rosanna Golf Club.
Yep, absolutely. Got announced a couple of days ago, and looking forward to starting next Tuesday. After what I've been calling my gap year. I haven't worked since July last year.
So you'll be the manager at Rosanna.
Yes.
Commonly known as the Collingwood Golf Club,
yes.
which is great.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad you're down there.
With a slight Carlton influence now. So that's
Is it known as the Collingwood Golf Club?
Oh, mate, there are so many Collingwood ex-players, and
really,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. The Collingwood Golf Club.
I haven't played there for years, but it's a fun little track. It's a ripping little track.
Yeah, and Clates has done some good things down there too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cleared out some trees, full cooch fairways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hey, just on that ruling, you were talking to us in the ad break. It opens up rorting, is what Dave's saying. So if the wind blows a leaf and the leaf hits a ball, and you have to take the shot again, the way it's ruled, then what you're saying is right. You can hit a bad putt on a windy day and say, hey, I just saw a bit of sand hit my ball. Under the rules of golf, I've got to hit that putt again.
I don't want to do it, guys, but
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do it, but I don't want a two-shot penalty.
I feel like I owe it to you guys.
It is fair dinkum, the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it would never happen at Augusta, Dave, which is why we've got you on tonight. Now, there are a lot of people who are really keen to get to Augusta at one stage.
Yes.
You, me, David Schwartz, Glenn Luff, I'll throw his name in there as well. Plenty of others. You've been there before.
Loved it.
We are all going in April, and we're looking forward to it. But I guess everyone wants to know, are there still spots available?
Yeah, we've got a few spots available. Really need to move over the next sort of 2 months. More importantly, our cut-off point is December 1, but just the logistics of booking flights that time of the year in and out of the US and getting the best flights, you'd want to start moving on it over the next couple of weeks, definitely. But we've definitely got spots available.
I can still remember walking in there for the first time and that practice fairway to your left and Disney. It felt like Disneyland.
Yeah.
You
it's a great place.
You guys have been how many times, Rennie?
This will be my 12th year, and I think it's Mark's
10th or 11th.
Yeah, do you still get a pinch every time you go in?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
It's just it's the greatest sporting event for golf in the world, by far, bar none.
It is, and look, when you get through, there's no disappointing anybody. It's not like the movie you tell your mates, go to this movie, it's fantastic, you go and see it, and it's not too bad. No. It's one of those situations where everyone that we've ever taken, Dave, you sit in those vans and you get in the way home and you listen to the stories. It only takes 30 minutes to get home back to Aiken where we play our golf, and the stories are unbelievable. Now next year is important, like you say, because if you're going to come to Dallas, because we offer a situation where you can come to Dallas and break up the trip a little bit, and it's not part of our business. Our business is Monday to Monday. That's our business of looking after people in Augusta. But we go to Dallas first, and then there are other things you can do, of course, on the way home. But if you want to come to Dallas with us, you got to leave on Good Friday next year.
Yes.
So how hard? I mean, if people want to get organised now, how hard is it to get the flights and all that kind of stuff? That's still reasonably. You can do that kind of stuff pretty
like
easily
you
right now.
You want to be doing that in the next 3 or 4 weeks, booking flights, definitely.
Righto.
And we're also, you and I will be going to Pebble Beach for the 3rd time on the way back. And Spencer, you came to Pebble Beach last time. I love the place, absolutely love the place.
Yeah.
So we've got six tee spots left at Pebble on the Tuesday.
Just 6, that's all we got.
Yes.
So how many we got playing at the moment?
There's 8 in the group total, and there's three total
Sensational.
going.
So you're going to go to Dallas.
Yes.
Then you go. So that's on the way across.
Yep.
Yes.
Then you go to Augusta, back to Pebble. So what are you going to do in Dallas? You're going to play. Do you know what you're going to do there at the moment?
Well, the draws aren't out, are they? So we'll either see baseball or basketball or.
Yes.
So you're going to go to a really nice sporting event.
Yes. Have a game of golf.
A couple of frothies at the basketball or the baseball.
Absolutely.
Well, we got to let the girls and the boys of Dallas know that we're in town.
You normally do that too,
Yeah.
don't you?
No, well, it's good fun. You go
You
out.
normally.
It's good fun. Like last year, we found a pub, and they had the game on. They went around the channels and they had Gold Coast and the Demons.
Really?
Last time we were there, and the Ox was with us, and of course, there's a table full of girls on the other side, and they were trying to explain the game to them. And in the end, they're all over here, and look, it was just a fantastic night.
Yeah,
that happens wherever you go, doesn't it? As Australians,
and it's a big weekend for Dallas. I mean, it's a homecoming when Mark gets here. The most famous Australian that's ever been to Dallas.
Are there any you have to sort of stay away from?
They don't close any of the streets, but it might get to that point.
All right, and then when you go back to Pebble,
Yep.
you stay on site, don't you?
Yes, yeah. You must to get the game at Pebble Beach. And we've got a loose day, hoping to get onto one of the LA courses on the Thursday before we fly back.
Yeah, that's right.
So
all that is available, but you've got to move quick now. ChasingBirdies.com.au is the website. You'll find
all our contact details, my details, your details, and if you just want to ring and have a chat, just for some general info, give me a ring or shoot an email.
Did you say my details?
Your
email?
Your email address is on there.
Okay.
Not your home address.
How many do I have to bring to come again?
5?
Yeah,
get
if
6.
I can get.
How many, Dave? Get 10.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We will talk about it later.
I do want to come back again one day.
Oh, well, one day you will. One day you will. Hey, Dave, hang around, mate. Hang
Absolutely,
around.
love to.
9
On 1116 SEN, Chasing Birdies with Mark Allen and Craig Spence for St Andrews Beach, the best public access golf course on the Australian mainland.
We'll take a few calls on the SEN open line. Thanks to Get Wines Direct. Online wines made easy and the best deals every day. The 99 Masters champ, Craig Spencer's here. And the new manager at Rosanna Golf Club, David Wren's also here. You just got back from the USPGA, haven't you, at Quail Hollow?
Yes.
So tell us about Quail Hollow. What it looks like to me on TV, it looks like a rip-roaring, long golf course that, the pros make easy, but I imagine from the tees that they play would be pretty tough for...
Yeah, it's a long golf course, and Arnold Palmer's been heavily involved with the president of the club there, and the course has pretty much been purpose-built for the USPGA, and they want to have some big tournaments here. So it's very user-friendly. The last 5 holes around the water's called what are they called? The Green Mile, I think.
The Green Mile, yeah.
Yeah, and it's set up for some big tournaments. I wouldn't be surprised if it'll be on the US Open. It'll be a US Open course or a President's Cup course or.
You're inside the ropes first couple of days?
With my relationship with Bryson DeChambeau. He invited me over, and I spent the first 2 days. I got there on the Monday and walked Tuesday, Wednesday behind the ropes, inside the ropes, for his practice rounds. And that was a hoot. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Who was he playing practice rounds with?
He plays by himself.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
he played by
popular
himself
out there.
there. Yeah, we can leave that one alone. But
Is he popular?
I don't know. He played by himself.
Okay.
So tell me about, we hear some kind of the things that he's unusual. He's an unusual character. What are some of the things that he does, practice round that would be odd to us? What does he do? I mean,
well, technically, how I explain Bryson is he knows more about his golf swing, and Craig and I have spoken about it, which is very unique. He he is full of. He has every component of his golf swing. He knows what he's doing. I've got some footage of him on the practice day, and his swing looked different. And we had a chat about it. I said, your swing looks a lot more dynamic than when I'd seen him last time, and he's hitting it a lot further. So he had a practice. He had a wide stance and wasn't using his lower body for the practice days. I got footage of that. Then he gets to the tournament. He's using his normal golf swing.
Really?
He's very quirky. Yeah.
What was it? Did you ask what the reasoning was? I mean, why would you not turn your hips in the practice swing when you're going to turn your hips in the tournament?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to give the right answer. My interpretation, his hands are king. He's
right. Yeah,
he knows what his hands are doing during the golf swing.
So he was able to use a practice swing, training something, and then go back to his other swing for the tournament days.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brutally hard to do.
And when he was chipping on the practice days with a full swing setup. Like all these clubs are the same length, which we know, but he was there with a full swing setup, hitting chip shots. Opening the club face to make the ball go higher, releasing the club face.
Make them go low.
Yeah, with a full swing setup, like he was hitting a driver.
You know how hard this game and how easy this game gets in your head.
Yep.
Do you ever worry he'll push it too far, knowing how easy it is to outsmart yourself in this game? Or is he just unique enough to do it?
I think he's unique enough to do it. I mean, I obviously say that in a little bit of a biased relationship because I have a relationship with him. But I mean, he could have fallen over.
Yeah.
He's just getting better and better. And I think what deep down he's missing at the moment is when he wins. I mean, he won the John Deere.
Yeah.
When he starts to win, like all good players, I think that could snowball.
Yep.
It's the $1 million question. Is he going to go to the next step? And the next step for him, I mean, I think he finished 40th on the FedEx. Second year in, he's a young guy. He's doing something very radical. I mean, his golf clubs are amazing.
Yep.
And he has full confidence in it. And once it's backed up by some outcomes and some results, I think he'll win a major. Because he's the guys that I mean, I've watched him, followed him. I've watched him play 8 rounds, 8 tournaments in total, and watch him hit every shot.
Yep.
And he hits it as good as anybody. I don't say that. We know good ball strikers when we see him.
It's funny, I saw him at the Australian a couple of years ago, and the way his ball flies is totally different to the way he swings the club. When you watch him on TV,
yes,
it's very interesting to see it. And you'd know better than anyone. Sometimes you just watch someone from behind, and the way their ball flies, you go, well, hang on. Well, he had that. It was very different.
Can I just say one thing there, Mark? Yeah. I've never followed a player like I have been following Bryson. And if you go to the PGA app and it goes through their stats, his stats are, and if you look at the top 5 putters or whatever, you look at his stats, he's in any given department, he's nowhere near he's not in the top 50.
Good on you, Rennie. Cool. Thanks for coming in. Go to chasingbirdies.com.au for more information. The feature hour coming up with Jeff Poulter. The special guest tonight is Robbie McGee. Thanks, Finey. I know you're listening, and we love talking golf on your show.